Hello, and welcome to the first commentary video. Today we'll be fighting Alhina from the Chamber of Arms. The fight's going to be broken up into two portions. The first phase, which will be managing his damage output and trying to complete the 5 limb burst mission, and the second part would be to kill him in one turn after his threshold, while completing the Esper kill mission using Garnet with the Bahamut summon. So, let's get to our units. First we have Maritime Strategist Nicole, who is geared for mana and limb burst stones. Then we have Mistia, who is geared for elemental resist of fire and wind for at least 50%, and then the rest is dedicated to her effective hit points, which would be her hit points along with her spirits. Now 50% is all we need because we have Marie as a buffer. So 9S is here as a dispeller and the initial breaker, and I'll explain that in a bit. Here we have Marie, who is geared for spirit and spirit only, because I'll be rotating her 2 spells, which was to provide elemental resist as well as status immunity, and the heal, which comes with the elemental resist spell. Then we have Warrior of Light, whose sole job is to provoke. He is a full evade build. Then we have Tidus with the killers, dual wielding, pod 153, and a light elemental for the physical chaining of the first portion, as well as having Entrust so that he can help fill my limit burst gauge and fulfill that mission. Then we have Lexa, who is just for the magical chainer of the second portion. Garnet, geared for full evoke magic, minus the 15% from the Chocobo shop. I just skipped that, it's fine. And a little bit of limit burst generation. A2, same thing, dual wielding elemental with pod 153 and killers for the first phase. And we have Pure Summoner Rydia, who is geared for magic and magic chaining for the second phase. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so its preemptive strike makes it so that magic attacks are half as effective. So with this, we'll use Warrior of Light and provoke. Mistia, magic covers. So 9S is the initial provoke because Warrior of Light is the initial break because Warrior of Light has to provoke first. So he provides the magic break. And then Nicole will use his Link stance, allowing him to use 2 of his stances in one turn. We will use Soulful Stance. No. We'll use Lone Stance. Lone Stance on Mistia. And Impregnable Stance overall to help mitigate damage. And Marie can... We'll start with the rotation, just to keep it up. In fact, we needed that for the elemental resist, so. There we have it. Warrior of Light evades all the physical portion. And Mistia takes a little bit of damage, around 3.3k worth. Good. Now we can swap out 9S with Tidus. Now Marie can use her lovely guard, rotating that in, just because. So every 3 turns, Alhina inflicts a status attack, paralyzes, and blinds. So Warrior of Light is immune to paralysis, but not immune to blind. And I don't want him to be blind because I want his counter to help me build more limit burst stones. So in this case, Warrior of Light can just attack, since 9S broke already. Mistia Well, she can defend. That'll be fine. Taboos uses a Mirage, generate some stones as well as the Esper gauge, and Nicole can use his we'll use his linked stance again for his demonic stance to help increase the limit burst fill rate, as well as safeguard stance to give you a flat amount of increase. Now, because Marie has been geared for Spirit, her HP regeneration is quite high, so it should be able to allow Mystia to heal up, which it has, and that along with her defense. So, now Warrior of Light, he provoked the first turn, attack the second one, so he should now break. Marie has a free turn, so she can just attack. Taboos can actually entrust now, and I would rather give it to Nicole, because why not? Now, this will be my first limit burst. We'll skip the animation. That heals her up, and Mystia can be free to attack. Generate a little bit of stone. And look at that. Taboos has his limit burst filled again. Perfect. Now, Warrior of Light provokes again. Mystia. Magic covers. Nicole can use his impregnable stance. Taboos will use his limit burst. And Marie can just attack because both of her buffs are still in play. Now, Marie has to go with her status immunity. Warrior of Light can actually use his, so that would be his third one. Third limit burst. Fourth limit burst. Fifth limit burst, alright. And we will just use safeguard stance, just because. Alright, so now the limit burst mission is fulfilled, and we can now begin pushing his thresholds. So, his first threshold is at 90%. Perfect. Alright, so now Marie puts out her elemental buff. A2 and Taboos will go ahead and push that threshold. It's only 3% away, but might as well chip it away. Warrior of Light will break. And Mystia, her cover's still up, so she can defend. Now, I purposely put A2 and Taboos in slots 1 and 3 because I use pod 153 to chain, and pod 153 moves the units. So in a 10-man trial, slots 1 and 3 are the only spots where you can put them so that they move in equal distance so you can complete those 2 chains. Normally, if you have a friend unit, you can put them in slots 4 and 6, but then you might never know if your friend unit has a pod 153 for chaining. So that's good. We pushed his first threshold at 90%, and Mistia only took a little bit of damage, and we're good with that. So now we can check to see. Warrior of Light is no longer provoking, so that's good. Alright. You know what? Let's swap out just in case. So he will provoke. The reason I swapped it out is because I want Nicole to be a mana battery right now. We'll do the restorative stance as well as we'll do impregnable as well, just cause. And we'll use Mirage. So his second threshold is at 70%, and we are safe. So I want to do this just to build some Esper gauge. Alright, Esper gauge is built up. Mistia is still covering, so she can defend. The HP regeneration is still up, so Marie can just... Sure, let's do an anti-element, actually. Which will make our next round of attacks that much more effective as we chain out our light elemental. Okay, what was that? Why was he hit? Okay, that was very, very strange. Alright, status immunity. I'm gonna do this just to heal everybody up. We'll check. Mistia. Her cover is still up. Nope, it is gone. Oh, because her cover was not up. Okay, I messed that up. I saw the icon, the hexagon, blue hexagon. That's actually from damage mitigation. It looks the same as the cover, so I messed up my rotation. Good thing he survived that attack. Alright, so she covers. And, you know what? Go heal yourself. And Taboos, just go chip away. Alright, time to switch A2 back in, pushing that threshold so everybody's things are up. We'll break. Actually, break is still up anyway, so that's fine. You know what, that's okay. In any case, we'll push next thresholds. Mistia still covering. Covers. Alright, we're almost pushing to his second phase. In that case, we will break his attack just because. And Marie can defend. Alright, now we are pushing into his second phase. So as soon as he turns to his second phase, he does an AoE mana drain attack, as well as boosting his physical resistance to 100%, so physical attacks will no longer work. So Tidus and A2 are no longer useful after this round, after this turn. And he also buffs himself. So I want to keep Garnet, Alexa, Pure Summon Iridia, and 9S, and actually Nicole as my second team, the back line, to rotate out front. So actually what I have now works perfectly, if anything. I'll just keep it as is. Okay, so Marie. I mean, you could still do the Love You All. It won't really be necessary after this, but that's fine. A2 and Tidus. We'll start pushing. Thresholds. We'll cover for everyone, and sure, we'll just provoke one last time. So, the hard threshold cannot go past that 49%. Now he talks a bit, and now his final form comes out. There it is. There's that buff. His retaliation skill. Oh wow. Oh, actually, yes, his mana drain is second turn. So for this turn, since Mystia is dead, time to rotate the final players out. Or in, rather. Debuffer. Full buffer. And so, once I rotate a dead unit out, she cannot go back in. But I am hoping that this will be my final turn as I can nuke him from this point on. So, 9S is a Dispeller. What I mean for that is that I equipped Odin with him, and my Odin has Finger Snap. That's what I really need. Right, so his buff is gone. Alright. Dual Black Magic. Dual Tornado. So the placement of these two chainers at 1 and 3 is not necessary because they don't move. It's a magic attack. I just did it because. And we summon Mega Flare. And Nicole, well, time to give out his strongest buff, which would be to Courageous Stance. Reduces your defense and spirit, but boosts your attack and magic by quite a bit. So this is essentially going all in. At 1300, 1100. Alright, so we summon, cancel the animation, start throwing in that tornado. Boom. Hopefully the Esper kill counted. I might have mistimed that. Forgot how long the chain for tornadoes are, especially a dual tornado. In any case, I also completed the less than 30 turns kill, so if the Esper kill did not go through, I'll just have to do it again. and we'll see. Did not go through, so we'll have to do it again. But it worked out, so thank you all for watching, and I hope it helps.